Okay, so kind of a surprise, different replay. I'm actually going to be reviewing myself from a game. This is actually going to end up being a win. That's a very interesting game in my opinion because I have to play a lot of different tanks and deal with a lot of different situations. And I think it's maybe helpful for me to talk through my own gameplay slash use this to reference in the future when other people are asking me questions, especially about tank play. And I can point to maybe timestamps in this video to be like, hey, like in this scenario I talk about X, Y, and Z concept, and then maybe that'll be helpful to them. So for starters, this is Diamond 5, I think technically, of my last rank update. I think realistically, since I was Diamond 1 last season, this is probably a mid or top Diamond. I just haven't played enough games yet, so this is probably like mid Diamond is my guess for MMR. And I'm going to start as Orisa here. I've been playing a lot of Orisa lately. I'm just trying to get better at Orisa. I think I'm pretty good at Orisa, but my win-loss, right now it fluctuates. Last season I think it was like 50, 55. This season I'm 40%, though with not a lot of games played. And it's interesting because I've been using my stats. I've been taking a look at my stats on Overbuff, and I'm like top 10 or top 5% for both damage and accuracy, but I'm only like, top, 30-ish percentile for eliminations or 40% for eliminations, and I'm like bottom 25th percentile for deaths. So obviously I'm doing a ton of damage because as a result I feel myself having a tremendous impact. I feel like I'm murdering the opposing team, but it's not turning into wins. So I've reviewed some of my games, I've been thinking about it. Obviously I'm like overextending a lot and dying. Even if I kill one and force cooldowns, it often still results in us losing the fight. And I need to think about how can I play better to maybe scale back a little bit on the damage, but still be able to stay alive and win fights. Anyway, so I'm going to start playing this game as Orisa, but you're going to find that I'm actually going to play Orisa very little in this match because of what ends up happening. My team ends up picking around me. There's an Ana, Mercy, totally fine. Torb, I think perfectly reasonable, especially on first point here, where I think it's a very strong Torb area. And Ashe, totally good. Mercy pockets the Ashe, Ana pockets of me. Torb floats, he's got a turret, he's self-sufficient, it's great. So let's start. Again, I'm not going to talk about the other team because I'm going to pretend from my perspective where I don't know, right? Just spamming, seeing what I get. The second I see Tracer, I'm like, okay, this is already not good because Orisa's really bad against Tracer. I step back a little bit. I want to see what the rest of the line does. As soon as I see Genji, I'm like, oh no, because this feels like dive, and Orisa's not good against dive. It's just very problematic, right? Both of these heroes have very small hitboxes. They're both very mobile. They have abilities to dodge my telegraphed attacks like spear or spin, and I'm just going to have a bad time because I can't protect my backline, and it's going to be really hard for me to aggress on them. So I have to see, okay, what's the rest of the lineup? Okay, so I saw the shield, so I know, okay, this is Sigma. This feels very weird to me because it's like half dive, half not dive because Sigma's a poke hero. So I'm actually feel better about this because I recognize, hey, if they're playing Sigma in this situation instead of Winston, I think they're Winston, we just collapse immediately. But playing Sigma here gives me some time because I can just ignore the tank while trying to deal with the DPS if the DPS expel themselves. So for now I'm thinking, okay, I just need to stall for time, but I know because Sigma's just a low DPS hero, he's a slow hero, I have time to help my flanks because that's really what I'm worried about here is the Tracer and the Genji. So I'm looking, like right now I'm shooting at the Sigma, but that's like what I'm doing like kind of subconsciously, but consciously I'm thinking where are the DPS right now, the flankers, and what can I do to help my team against them. So you're going to see here, see the Genji, right? And I immediately start shooting Genji. It's like, can I land hits on the Sigma? I can, but the Sigma's not going to win this fight for them. Okay? I know it's got to be the flankers that are going to be the problem here. So I'm going to put pressure on the Genji, right? I see him dash, and I'm immediately going to spin up there, right? Or run up there at least, yeah, I'm still here, to get the Genji off to prevent, because I don't want like this turret, for example, to deflect to kill my Ashe, right? Or, the Ashe shooting, whatever, things could happen here that my Ashe could die. So number one thing is like, okay, I feel good that I've stopped the Genji here. Again, I don't feel good about the team composition, but I feel like this was the best play I could have made in this situation. I drop here, right? Just regular things. I spear, right? He rocks. I shift as like a normal interplay. I have plenty of health, so I still feel good putting pressure in. I see my Torb is in, which feels insane. Where did my Torb even come from? I think he comes from maybe right room? Because I actually don't know where I saw my Torb die here. I have no idea where. I think he flanked from the right. Okay, Torb's in the middle of his whole team. This is obviously insane. I try to help my Torb as much as I possibly can, but he just gets melted. I already feel like, okay, this is probably a lost fight. My Torb was way out of position. The team comp is not good for me. There's not a lot I can do against this lineup as Orisa. So I'm like, hey, playing back, right? Playing for time, trying to stall for basically I don't want to die like instantly here. I don't want to like just dive into them and end the fight because I want to just use as much time as possible. So I go back to point, okay, give up that angle, try to stay alive. hit the javelin on the Tracer. Doesn't actually kill her, but again, anything I can do to force and slow her down. I see the Genji's in, right? I'm trying to kill Genji. I see my Ana's purple. She's like, oh, she's gonna die, right? I see Ana and Ashe are dead. I try to get out of this, right? And then because I don't know Midtown nearly as well, I thought that the doorway was here, so I could strafe to the left, but it is not. And so I need to go further back, deeper into the room before I could go to the left, which I just, wasn't aware of. Either way, it doesn't matter. I don't think I would have survived if I got around that corner. I was also trying to body block on Mercy. Okay, great. But, here's the thing, right? Think about it that imagine that you're similar to me where I have like a pretty diverse tank roster. Pretty much the only tanks that I can't play at a high level, or at least a level that I feel like a win at, would be Doomfist. Ramatch I don't unlocked yet, so definitely not Doomfist. And then Ball, sort of. I think I can play Ball. I can play Ball when it's the perfect time to play Ball. If it's a good time to play Ball, I don't think I'm good enough at Ball. But if it's a perfect time to play Ball, I think I can play Ball. Anyway, so in this situation, who do you go, right? Looking at their lineup, where they have Ana, they have Kiriko, Genji, Tracer, Sigma. Well, pop quiz over. I thought, I'm going to go Winston. Winston feels crazy strong here. Sigma can't do anything against me. Tracer can't do anything against me. Genji can't do anything against me. I can chase them all down. They have Ana, who's always a good dive target, and they have Kiriko, who I can put pressure on. Obviously, she can get away from me, but only once, and then I can do a lot here, right? It's not a strong bursting team. It's not a good brawly team. There is a lot that I feel like I can do in this situation as Winston. And thanks to the Overwatch 2 changes, I'm going to keep most of my old charge too, which is great. So I immediately come back out as Winston. Cool. We gotta pick up the Tracer. And I'm thinking, okay, we got to fight here. Park's gonna move to at least here, right? Without anything I can do about it. So I'm really thinking I'm just gonna fire a wall charge. I see a Sigma peek. Okay, I jump. Right. I want to hit 2. Rocked off, no big deal. I got plenty of health. Right. I see the reason why I turned this corner is I see that they're not paying attention to me. Like I can tell that they're looking at the Genji. If they were looking at me, I would not have peeked this corner. But because they're looking up, I walk forward and I start zapping. I put bubble down here probably too early. I'm worried about the Ana sleep though. Right, because I haven't heard the sleep, so I would put this bubble down for the sleep. But I zap, still take a ton of damage, okay? And now, I'm like, okay. So what's confusing to me here, this is where I pause, because I'm not sure why I'm not getting healing here, right? You can see like my body language where I'm like, okay, that's fine. I'm at 450, 400, 379. I got like a little bit of healing, like 1 dart. And then nothing else. I'm like waiting. I'm like sort of getting some like minor like Fudas from Kiriko, but I'm like I should be healed by full right now. I'm like super confused. So this is a good opportunity for me to figure out what the heck was happening with my supports. So Ana's trying to kill their Ana. Okay, pocketing the Genji. The Genji doesn't really need it right now. Reloads, that's fine. Ana sees I'm critical. Throws a grenade. I don't think it's a good grenade. Sees that I'm critical. Hits the floor. I don't think those hit me? Like, she's got to see that I'm low here. I don't think she should have thrown a grenade at all, but I definitely don't think she should have thrown a grenade at me. That's into the floor. That's into the floor as well. Now she's shooting the Sigma! Okay, I feel much better about this because as a tank, there's a lot of things that you do as a tank where you try to be like you need to expect healing in certain situations, right? I don't like if I'm in the back line, I don't expect any healing. But if I come back here, standing basically how I felt is like basically standing still next to the cop car, I would expect healing here, and I'm really confused why I'm not getting healing, which prevents me from doing anything. So the Ana's trying to kill. This feels like an influence of awkward, where she's like, just keep using. She hits the cop car again. Notice how low I am right here. This is brutal. I have to go in here, right? Why do I have to go in? Because I can't go anywhere else that's going to result in me living. It's like I feel like super low here, and they're like pushing the corner. I'm like, I have no idea what's happening here. If like I'm being flanked and I'm losing track of something, but I feel like I have to keep the pressure up in this situation. So zap. Actually, let's watch it from the Kiriko perspective as well. Right? She's healing, right? She like misses me with some of this. She's getting the railings blocking her. Now I think I understand that she's trying to heal Kiriko, the Cassidy rather. I go in. I'm being blocked by. I know I'm being blocked by the shield though. This is a scenario I do know I'm being blocked by the shield. That's why I'm backing out of it now. I put bubble down to try to stay alive. I'm finally getting healing, and then I try to get out. And I feel like I should live here, but I do not because I don't get healing. Why don't I get healing? This is where I talked about. Okay, I go in. Bubble, I'm out, right? healing. Okay, this is a big mistake, right? So she's healing. I mean, I don't know, a big mistake, but like, so the Ana's double healing the Genji, even though the Genji is like sort of out here, right? Like, yeah, the Tracer actually chases him down, so it actually was a good idea to heal him. But I think one dart would have been fine. I'm clearly taking the brunt of the team, right? It's 4-1 right here. I think that I have to be getting more healing in this situation. But so Kiriko's trying to heal me. The Ana decides to stop healing me completely. Right, now she's trying to kill. Yeah, healing. She has 6 darts, 5 darts. Those 2 misses that. She throws a grenade too late. Did she have grenade already? Oh, she throws it the second she has it, I think. Nope. She waits. If she threw it right when she had it, I would have gotten the grenade. So up in the air, I'm like super confused why I'm not being healed while I'm in the air, because I basically jumped on top of the Ana. So she goes to go sleep this Tracer, who's not like neither one of them are gonna die immediately. Like, she has time here, and I end up eating that and dying, and right? So obviously, from a flow perspective, things are not going well. Like, we're getting rolled. We are really getting rolled. They already built a pulse bomb and missed it. Genji has Blade. Sigma nearly has ulti. They're way ahead in ult advantage. They were ahead in position. We're gonna have to fight at the end of second point, which is, you know, a tough fight. But overall, I actually still feel pretty good, weirdly enough. Like, I feel like, okay, I don't know what's going on with my supports. Like, I feel like I'm not getting healing, but I feel like I'm still better than the opposing team based on how much damage I'm able to pull out, right? So I started with 31%, right? Because I came out of spawn. I was reset back to 30. I'm already up to 80% right now, and I got probably less than 50% of the healing that I feel like I should have gotten in that fight. With more healing, I would have for sure built Primal in a single fight. Coming out here, right? I have to cover because my team is still coming out, but I also have to look for position to go for. I don't really want to dive the Tracer. I think I actually end up doing here because I have to deflect her to prevent her from getting the easy blinks in, and because I'm too far away to get over here, which is where I really want to be. Because up here, not only can I pressure the Ana, prevent her from doing anything, force her to reposition, but nobody else can really get me. The Sigma can't do much if I'm on high ground. So I get topped up, I see the Tracer, I'm like, look, you know what? I might as well at least zone out the Tracer for now, because I'm not going to do anything in one jump. I think that's an important thing as Winston, is don't go for home runs, right? I could have just dove into the center of the team, but I think I just die there if I do that. So I deflect the Tracer, right? Winston blinks out of her. And now, okay, he pops Flux. I know it's going to be going for the backline. I don't want to get caught in it, and I know now is my time, all right? The Sigma obviously can't do any damage to me. The Tracer has used at least some of her blinks. So she's used all but one blink right now, and so now's my opportunity to go in supports. I land in supports. I land early. I land short. I could have landed on them for more damage, but I know that I have 300-ish health, and I know my supports are probably gonna get lifted by Flux. So I'm not expecting to get any healing here. I have to play defensive, right, with my health in this situation. Versus if I knew if these guys weren't here, my supports were out here, I would have just landed on top of them and like full committed because I know I would have gotten more healing. So zap, 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 zap. Right? So why do I chase Kiriko here? I feel like I saw something that made me think to kick Kiriko. I just felt it. I think I just felt like that she was the easier target versus Ana. I don't actually know that. It's possible that I didn't want to mess with the Ana because I knew I was low and the Ana does more damage than Kiriko unless she's headshotting me. So I zap her, I fall, which is very much intentional. I did not want to stay up high because the Ana will eventually kill me in like three more darts or so. So I'm low here, but again, low and antied. But my perspective is, look, I gotta keep making space and doing something, right? I think a lot of tanks at lower levels would be like, I guess we're just lose here. But I'm still thinking like, hey, how can I eke more out of this life? I see Genji low. I'm not trying to die here because I recognize that the fight has lasted long enough, and I saw only my Ana die to Flux. So I know there's a Kiriko somewhere. I'm having trouble like locating her, but I know there's a Kiriko somewhere. So I'm trying to return to her. Unfortunate, right? I really should dove to the right, but now I go over here, try to put the pressure on. I use Primal here, right? Because I built enough to have Primal. That was really important too, is that I was also, my perspective was, once I get Primal, I can like potentially carry this fight. And I have Primal right now. I see the rock. As soon as I see the rock, I Primal. Why? Because I don't get stunned and die before I pop Primal. Right? And I pop Primal. So you can get hit by it, no big deal. It's not like the best mechanics in the world, but it's decent, right? I know the Kiriko. I knocked the Kiriko. Actually, let's actually rewind this back. Let's play it here. Pop primal. So hit once, twice, thrice. I jump, hit her. Right. As soon as I hear that, I know she's gone. Right. Now I'm just thinking to delay point. I do more hits because I'm hoping that my Genji will be able to finish these kills, because you see how low the Tracer got? I was hoping my Genji would kill and then get a bunch of dash resets, because I know the Kiriko doesn't have either Swift Step or Suzu, right? Because I heard it. So I'm hoping the Genji will be able to clutch this. But again, it doesn't happen, right? They're going to be able to cap. So still, you know, I built Primal, I used Primal, didn't actually end up getting a kill with it. You know, definitely not my best Primal, but felt like I kind of did the best I could out of that circumstance. I also could have held Primal there, right? Just gave it the point. Is another possibility. But I just felt like in the time that it was a potentially winnable fight. Alright, so coming out here. I'm just kind of waiting for my team to set up, right? That's why I'm playing over here, right? Genji calls for Nano, gets the blade, goes for it. As soon as he does this, I actually want to go in first, right? Because I want to eat the CC. I don't want him to eat it. So I'm going in as soon as I realize this is happening. And I go in straight for the back line, because I know that's where he's going as well. Right? I see the Ana get low, try to put damage on her so that she can get one shot. Sigma's on me, right? I'm CM super low. I dive back, like, immediately, right? Once I start taking the damage. Right? Bubble's down right now. And then I'm like, oh shoot, I'm taking a ton of damage. And then I try to jump back towards my Ana. I should have been more to the left. This is a mistake. But I get healed up. Reload, looking for opportunity. Force Tracer rewind. Right, fight's over. Oh, fight's almost over. Okay, so this is interesting. So I saw that she used Kitsune Rush. I'm like surprised in this situation that she wants to be pushing this, because again, it's 4 on like 3-ish. They have slightly closer spawn, but it still felt like a weird time to do this. So my perspective is, okay, I just want to zap these two right here. I can't stop the Sigma from doing anything. Like, yeah, I can like put bubble on them, but I used bubble. Actually, I get bubble again, right? But I think I want to stay after the Kiriko in the situation. Right? So I body block. I throw bubble to make Sigma's life a little harder, right? He's got to waste time walking through it. My team is retreating, which I think is the right call here. I keep staying after the Kiriko, right? Good jump over the top, right? That was like pretty much a perfect angle jump. I actually might even be able to kill her with melee. Yeah, I think I maybe didn't do the melee or missed. I wouldn't be able to kill her anyway. She's right. I pause slightly for Suzu. Right, she's running. She runs around the corner. I give up. I'm not gonna keep chasing her at this point because I got stuff to do. Right, Tracer's in. Attacking the Tracer. I hear the rewind. Looking for where the rewind goes to. Kill her. Great. Put pressure on Genji. Okay, this is interesting because I know the Genji's low. Yeah, I think I just have to kill him here. Right? Because I'm like, wait, I'm surprised he's still trying to stick around. Like, he should have played close to the corner, and then I wouldn't have gone after him. But when he played in the open, I knew that my team could see him. In that case, my Cassidy, and the combination of those two managed to kill him with staggers, which is demoralizing. But they still have 4.5 minutes, so I'm sure they feel pretty good. But like, that is a slot to play by the Genji because he easily could have won. But you know, sometimes people make mistakes. That's why you take advantage of them. All right, I'm just tagging the Sigma here. I think there's a Winston Charlie's going to the backline, but the problem is there is no backline right now, right? Like, they're still coming back from spawn. The Ana is so far away that if I jump here, I'm not going to get any help from my team. So for now, I'm just going to chill. I'm going to sit here at the cart. I'm going to zap the Sigma. Is this a good matchup for me? It's not. He's doing 120 damage. I'm doing 60. Like, this is not great, but I'm also just kind of farming ulti. I believe he has Flux. I haven't seen him use Flux in quite a while, so like it doesn't really matter. So I'm just kind of buying time here, right? He's also missing some shots. But you see, I'm like so unafraid of the Sigma that I even open my back to him to see what is going on behind me. Because Sigma really does not do a lot of damage, and I think a lot of people don't recognize it. Like, he does, from a tank perspective, very little damage. Okay, he tries to rock. I put bubble instinctively. This is what's great about being you know, also a Sigma player. So I'm like, okay, you want to try? I'm just gonna put bubble down. Right? You notice that I didn't put bubble down earlier because I don't feel afraid of the Sigma. Like, when I'm messing around with Sigma, I have bubble this whole time, and I hold it. Right? See? Like, I'm at 330, I'm still not afraid. There's nothing here that can kill me quickly. I don't want to use the cooldown for something stupid. See how I did this? So Sigma gets frustrated here. I think Sigma clearly feels frustrated, and this is like a frustration ulti. Because he's here, okay. I'm here, okay. He shoots me, he puts the shield up, he's like, oh, she's shooting me, he's like, oh, I'm gonna go for the rock. Right? It's like, I'm like clearly, this is almost like bad manners, I'm just like clearly ignoring him because it doesn't matter. I put bubble up, great, right? Keep zapping, he's like, okay, what, you're gonna solo ult me? And he's like, he reconsiders. Of course, I didn't know this during the game. He's like, thinking about it, he's like, is this the right play? And then he decides that it is not the right play and goes for someone else. Anyway, my Ana died during this, but we killed 2 of the DPS, so great, right? Again, like both things are really not doing much, but I'm also remember zoning not just the Sigma, but I'm also zoning the Kiriko here was here for a while, and the Ana, right? So the supports this whole time are not doing very much. Is highly relevant. So the Ana's playing over there, right? I think I guess the Ana's shooting at our Ana, but beyond that, like not much is going on over here, right? The flanker's going in really deep. I'm looking for opportunities to dive the Tracer too, by the way. That's actually what I'm looking for. Reaper comes in, loses the one-on-one against the Torb. Gets wrecked. I feel really good about this Flux guy though, it's not doing anything. I jump up to go find the Ana. She's low, she goes to sleep, hits it. I get Suzu'd. I'm like, okay, cool. More damage, reload. Get the mini, pop primal. Did I need to pop primal here? I think so, right? Looking at the situation where we actually get pushed pretty far back because of the kills, so I'm trying to confirm this kill in the Ana, which actually this is good mechanics. I think. Nope. I lied. I'm thinking. So this ends up not doing very much as primal. I kind of just feed, 800 damage. So you notice that when I get stuck, I stop moving right away because I don't want to walk into anybody else. Okay. I also want to make it as easy as possible for my healers to heal because I know I'm going to live if I get just a little bit of healing. Right, 350 is how much damage it does, and I live. Right, Ana throws grenade there. I don't think she needed to. I see the Reaper, right, which I hadn't recognized in the previous fight because I didn't actually see him. So I know I had to be careful here. Right. So I jump to the opposite side of the cart as Reaper. I know he comes for me. I immediately bubble dance, right? But he's taking a lot of damage. We have Kitsune Rush. Easy clears now. Okay, so I see the Tracer has killed my Ana in the backline. I'm trying to get the Tracer before she gets out. It's pretty hard, right? She's gonna have all her cooldowns ready. I hear her at this doorway, which is why I jump this doorway. Zap, she's out. Nothing I can do here. I'm already back to 50% ulti, even though I primaled in the last fight. Right, I'm just doing a good job, just damage, constantly start farming ulti. Tracer's in. I'm looking immediately to see if I can help the Torb, but she's already blinked in. If I jumped to this doorway, I would have been too late, and I don't want to get stuck there. Right, I'm ready to jump here, but I see it's like, okay, the Tracer's too far here. I'm not gonna bother. All right, they're coming up. I fake going in here to make it seem like I'm gonna take the flank route, and I come right back out because I don't actually want to take that route. It's gonna take me too long. So Sigma starts damaging me here. I'm zapping. I jump over. I purposely don't use bubble because I don't expect to die here. So this is actually really interesting. I wonder why I die here. So Moira's coming out.
What is it now?
What is this damage orb? Okay, this fade. She's damaging the shield right now. Yeah, see, this is why I'm confused about it. It's like, why is... I know the people around me are full health, because I looked. So I would expect the Moira to be like, oh, the Winston's low, I'm going to come over here and start healing the Winston. So this is a great example where I'm like, what the heck is happening here? So what was Kiriko doing? She's shooting shurikens. Who knows? Healing the Torb, right? So it should be fine. Yeah, it was too hard for her to do anything. She'd already used Swift Step and Suzu there. It's really as I felt during this game, and not to throw shade at this particular player, but I was feeling that the support playing Ana Moira was really not healing me very much, and watching the replay confirms this. So it's going to affect how I play after this. Right? I'm like, look, there's not much I can do here. I'm not gonna be able, because I died. I'm not able to farm ulti. Got the Tracer. I eat the anti-grenade. Jump out. Try to just stay alive, right? Again, see, I'm trying to stay away from the Reaper, but he's gonna shoot the shield. Fine. I jump, knock him off. I get flux. Nice. No big issue. As a micro improvement, I could have tried to hold right click and zap somebody when I'm in the air. But I assume the fight's over. So, again, you know, they won 2 minutes and 8 seconds left. Not a situation where you'd feel, like, good about the outcome of the game. I was still feeling remarkably positive about the situation. So coming as Orisa, because again, you know, I want to play Orisa. I know they went Sigma, and they've been playing Sigma the whole time, so I expect them to play Sigma again. And they went Reaper, because again, I feel like I was being effective on Winston, and that's why they went Reaper. So I'm expecting them to go Reaper again to try to counter my Winston pick. So where Orisa's really good against Reaper, so I'm happy with that. I come out. My team actually also told me to go Orisa as well, which was silly. Anyway, so this DPS in particular, again, not name shaming here, but ends up dying a lot. They end up having almost like twice as many deaths as everybody else on the team. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going home. There's nothing I can do here. Right? I'm like, oh wait, shoot, I forgot Mercy. Right? I should have stepped up there to help the Mercy res. Start putting pressure again. I see the lineup and I see Genji. I'm like, oh shoot, because I really don't want to be playing Orisa in this situation. I spin, which is bad. I really should have shifted. I think it was like having like the same moment. Right? Doing some damage. I see that again. You see has died once more, and I just spin and I get out. Right, and there's like not much I can do here. So I think, yeah, I just go back and I'm like, you know what, this is not gonna work. I can already feel that Orisa, I just can't do anything. There's no follow-up in the brawl sense, and like their DPS are too far away and too mobile, and like, it's not gonna be effective. So I go back to Winston, which I felt like was working in the previous half. Okay, so I don't want to go underneath, because underneath is just like there's this really low bar here that's super annoying for Winston that you'll crash into, and then otherwise you'll land like very short. So I don't want to go there. So I want to stage, right? First setup on top left, and then I'm gonna jump over the top. So go up here, right? In 3 seconds. I'm hoping nobody dies right now before I do this, and I jump again, right? Notice the Sojourn has died once more. I jump over the top, and then finally I value, right? I've split the Sigma and the Genji from the team, right? And I am now zapping away. I'm zapping the Sigma mostly because nobody else is in range. I'm looking for the Genji in particular, but the Genji is kind of into my team, so there's nothing I can do. I jump out. It's fine, right? Wasn't the most successful attack, but it wasn't terrible either, right? I didn't feed. Right, you see me hit the crossbar right now. I felt like I had an opportunity to get some zaps in here, which I did. I see the Genji here. I go in the Genji. Right, I'm really trying to force cooldown right now. I'm not trying to die. Cut that one close. Too close. I see how low the Sigma is. I try to bubble to make sure that he dies here. I know he's very, very low, right? He fluxes me. I know he's super low because I saw the whole time, even with Kiriko healing. I jump in, right? Again, more pressure. I release for Suzu. I see all three of them. I'm like, you're all gonna die here. Kiriko. So I felt myself get low, right? I kind of heard the sound indicator. Slow it down. So I'm 370 right now. I jump in, I bubble. I use bubble to make this fight really hard for them. The Ana's too far back, so I go up to Kiriko. As soon as I heard low, I dropped to 170. I heard like the gasp. I pop primal. This is a good primal, right? I kill the Genji just from landing. I nearly kill the Ana, right? And the Kiriko obviously was damaged by me the whole time. So again, how did that fight get won, right? That fight gets won by going way back, right? It starts with me recognizing that I can go in, right? So right here, I saw the Tracer was dead, and I know it's a 5-on-4. Tracer gets back really quickly, so I want to push the advantage right now. So that's the cue for me to go in right now. All right? And I'm waiting for Bubble to get close to being ready, so that I can have the Bubble to save me. All right? Pop Bubble. Right? Zap, 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 zap. Right? I jump the Genji. Again, that cross jump. That lateral. Because again, like I cannot face tank this. Like I've taken a ton of damage right now. I need to give time for the healers. I jump sideways. I know the Genji's low. I know he's thinking like he's not gonna kill me at 177 that fast. He has to get out. He zaps. He tries to get out. Right? Rock. I'm very lucky I did not get hit by that rock. And then now I continue the pressure. I see the Genji's low, but I can't get him because he's going too far back. I know the Sigma's very low. He fluxes. I force him to waste his ultimate by constantly doing damage to him. Right? Then I continue the pressure. Right? This is like a pretty straightforward cleanup, but again, like I don't want to die here. Like again, they could theoretically with kunai plus shurikens to the face, I could take too much damage, do this, and I pop primal to make sure I get the kill in this fight. That's really important, is I don't want to like try to be too stingy here and save Primal. Especially if you see how fast I've been farming Primal. Alright, points up. I already stepped forward. Why? I'm stepping forward to see if I can farm Primal somehow. Right? If I can zap, if there are people who are overextended, there are people coming out of spawn late. Right? I can see my Sojourn's poking. I could dive high ground, but it's not going to work because I'm getting wrecked again. Sojourn dies again. I'm expecting a res here. She goes for it. I'm waiting just to make sure nobody dives this. I know the Tracer's over there to the right. I see the Genji up here. I jump. This is mostly just to deflect him. I don't expect this to do anything. Like I don't even bother tracking him because I know he's gonna leave. He's gonna dash away right away when I jump. Right, great. We got a kill on the Genji. So, did I assist with that at all? Let's think about this. So I jump. He gets knocked in the air by the jump, and then forced the dash, right? Because he's scared, and then blasted. Right? And he's not full health, so yes, I did in fact assist on that. I forced the cooldowns, I forced him out of position, I lowered his health for the DPS to get the kill. Right? Would he have gotten it without me? Maybe. I guess he shot him ahead, so I guess he would have died regardless, but the position advantage. This is unfortunate, I dive in, but I got antied all on the way. So, I hit the rock, I put a bubble, I immediately leave. I'm like, okay, I feel very nervous right now, right? So the reason why I don't drop is because I can see the rest of the team step behind the pillar. So they're clearly scared about something, and it's just the Sigma right now. So I have a chance to stick around. He pops Grasp here. I'm looking because something is happening in my back line. I see how low the Sigma gets. I try to finish the kill. I do. I ate another grenade. Just non-stop grenade life. I think about diving Tracer here, but I feel like she has all her cooldowns, and it's too hard to jump through this in a meaningful way. I think she just farmed Pulse off me. So I don't want to bother with that. Hero comes up here, I heal, I turn my head a lot to prevent myself from getting headshot. I see the Tracer's there, there's not much I can do. I drop. So, this is really interesting. So I thought about holding high ground for a long time, but I felt like high ground control is not that important in this situation, because I don't think they're really going to contest high ground that much, because we have Kiriko and Cassidy up here. I feel like confident that they can win a duel against one of the flankers. I'd rather go underneath, move the card a little faster, and see what our flankers are doing down here, or their flankers are rather doing down here, because I can hear both of them down here. I'm like, okay, hey, play back, right? You see, I'm looking to be like, do I need to go back up? But I see the Genji go back, so I feel like we're probably okay. Tracer's right room, this is great, right? Really, what they should have done is they should have both rotated up top and tried to fight together. But staying down here helps me keep an eye on them and protect my supports. Again, like every second that nothing is happening, we're winning because the card's moving forward. Right? I take the sneaky route up because I don't think anybody's going to expect a Winston to come out of Subway. So, A, I'm deflecting the Tracer, but B, I'm just getting an angle to see where to go. Right? So, I see the Ana, I jump, and does a good job sleeping me here. I even took like a weird angle to make it hard for her. This is a pretty good sleep by her, I think. Right, because I know she has sleep. So, I come out of Subway. She's like, what the heck? Yeah, I mean, that is not the easiest sleep I've ever seen, because I'm not even going straight on, I'm like going to the right, but she hits it, right? Kiriko wakes me up right away, fantastic. I bubble because I'm afraid I'm going to get blown up, which is not actually what's going to happen, so this actually ends up being a bad bubble, but I couldn't see from the situation. She gets nervous because Kiriko's putting pressure on her, I zap, I jump, full land, she gets the mini, I melee, right the moment before she gets grenade off, so that sucks. Alright, so I feel the pressure. Right, so I kill Ana. Right, I kill. So, Tracer's here killing my Kiriko. There's nothing I can do about this. I look at this, I'm like, yep, she's got one health that she's antied. I don't have bubble. There's nothing I can do to do this. The most important thing is for me to start adding more value somewhere else. I'm like, okay, you know what? I go right back into the fight. Right, force Tracer to recall. Right, I walk. Again, keeping my back to the Genji very intentionally to prevent myself from getting headshot. Then I'm going to put bubble down. Right, zap the Sigma. I feel good right now, right? Because I have both supports. So Kiriko somehow magically lives here, which is incredible. And now I'm like, we're going to win this fight. Right, I'm going to do this quick jump up top. I guess wait a little moment. And then, oh, flux. I jump out of it. And now I put pressure on the Genji. Finish super low. Reload. I know I bubble. I put bubble down. Kill Genji. Kiriko messed up. She should have killed Genji. And I'm dying here. Should I have died here? I felt pretty safe in the situation. I was surprised that I died. 87, 67. Because I went a long time without getting healed in this situation. So the Mercy is really far back, right? I guess because of Flux. So our Kiriko is over here healing our Tracer, which is really far away. Like, you see, this is like, yeah. So our Tracer is really far away and our Mercy's already there. I don't think our Kiriko should even bother with that and should just pocket me. If the Kiriko just pockets me here, I think we just straight roll them. Right? Then she's like, oh, okay. Then she decides to start trying to duel this Tracer. Again, takes dying in front, would appreciate the healing. Whatever. Do we end up winning this fight? We end up winning this. Tracer goes in instantly recalls. Alright, so they have to wait for me to come back. I have Primal. I see that anti-nade. I wait a little bit for it to wear off. Alright, I see that our Tracer's got in. I land on the Mercy. I hope that we're asleep. Right. I get Suzu'd. Great. Right. I was zapping the Sigma, but you see I looked because I heard the Tracer and I was trying to figure out where she went. So let's do third person a little bit. Let's do free cam. So I think I heard my own Tracer blinking, which is what threw me off. So zap, 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 zap. Right. I look. This is bad of me to lose track of the situation. Alright, I see both DPS there are low. The Genji dashes. As soon as he dashes, I'm going in on him because I know I can kill him now. Alright, what's he going to do in this situation? Kills him. Sigma, I pop bubble just in case I can use that to save my Cassidy from rocks. I'm not going to need it because the fight's over. Right. Tracer rewinds. Fine. Fight's over. Alright, so. Gates down. Time to make space. Right, I have Primal, so it's less about gaining damage and more about just space. Like, if they're just going to give up space right now, I'm happy to do it. But clearly, like, they're trying to actually hold this spot for some reason, which is fine. Like, if that's what they want to do, that's okay. The Sigma's not here yet, and so I'm like, hey, I have an opportunity because I know he died last, right? Because I was part of that kill. So I know I have some time here to do something. So I think that I really want to go for the Ana, but the Ana's too far away. So I decided to do the first jump here, put down Bubble, and just force these two out, and then I'll go for the Ana later. I think doing the jump to the Ana is too easy, especially since she's been consistently hitting Sleep Guard off. So you see how my jump, even though I didn't do much damage, forces these two, the Genji and the Kiriko, to go backwards. Now the Ana is isolated in a really bad spot. And I know that. And as does my Tracer. So we both go up there. Right? We zap her. Right? Kiriko goes up, and I'm like, okay, great. What am I thinking right now? I'm thinking I'm actually going to pursue this. I'm basically full health. My Kiriko's come with me. I know they've used Suzu. I know they've used Swift Step. Right? And I think I might have even heard the Ana use Sleep as well. Yeah. So I know they have the supports have literally nothing, and they're clumped together, and I'm coming down from high ground behind the team. I'm extremely confident in the situation, even though I know that I don't have my whole full team here because they're kind of chilling. Honestly, the Cassidy or somebody should be walking up. But maybe the Tracer is still annoying. Yeah, the Tracer's still annoying, and that's why. I feel like this is a good play for me to pursue. So I do. I put down Bubble, right? Just make sure that, right? I jump in. This feels probably like a crazy jump, but I know I have Primal here. And so I jump in, I look around. As soon as I Primal, I realize that all four are here, right? Which means we should be advantaged somewhere else. The Tracer's just kind of chilling in the back. Fine, whatever. I know I'm not going to get any solo kills here, right? The supports are both alive. So my goal here is actually to knock them into my team. Right? That's why I'm landing over here, so I can Primal and shove them towards my team. Because a solo kill here is basically impossible. Like, unless you're fearless, no one's getting a solo kill in this situation. So I'm going to knock anybody I can towards the pit. Right, whack, whack, whack. I see the Sigma. I'm like, okay, that's my opportunity. Knock, knock, knock. Right? Now you see how crazy out of position he is. Right? I've knocked him this way towards my team and then up. I can't say this is entirely intentional, but the supports can no longer heal him, right? Because he's behind the pillar now. He gets spooked and he pops Primal, or pops Flux. Right? I knock him again. Right? I'm chilling, I'm waiting. I don't know what's happening with this Flux. He's like crazy low. What actually even happens with this Flux? It's funny how he gets melted. He gets knocked around. Dress. 74 health. Yeah, he just whiffs it. Partially because he's getting knocked around, right? It's much harder to land Flux if you're getting... No. Okay, I waited because I saw and heard the Nano Blade. here. I know I'm safe here, right? Nobody can really see me here. I see Nano Blade. I'm just zapping the Nano Blade. There's nothing else I can do right now. Again, she's not gonna kill me, but I try to melee, try to time it right. I miss it. Okay, zap, 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 zap. Trying to kill him. I kind of give up. Kind of like, look, he's not gonna die here. So I want to return to the team before the Genji kills me. Right? And you notice when I come in, I also curve to the left to prevent shurikens from following and killing me. Very important. Right? I hope that they don't look at me, right? Because I'm coming in late. I get Suzu'd. I feel good. I jump in. I jump in because I bubble in 1 second, and I feel like they don't have enough damage to kill me right here, which is correct. Bubbles down. Sigma comes in to try to kill me because he sees how low I am, right? But again, I'm not getting out healed. Sigma cannot kill me if I'm being healed. No chance. Right? I'm waiting because I can tell that a lot of people are injured, so I see the Genji here, nothing I can do about him. I'm waiting right now for healing to reset. Right? I think about jumping him, but I don't, because again, it's like a really short ceiling, hard to do anything. Sigma's trying to walk forwards, which I think is crazy. Now, I'm full health, I have all cooldowns, they're all clumped together, I jump in. So, one thing to remember is, Winston does very little solo target single target damage, right? 60 damage a second. But every hero you hit, you can cleave, you multiply that. So 3 heroes at once means I'm doing 180 damage a second, which is, for perspective, the same amount of damage that Zarya does at max charge with her beam. So this is where you get tons of value as Winston. The sheer attrition damage you do to everybody really stacks up and prevents them from being able to heal it all effectively. Plus the 50 landing damage, like basically everything. Alright, forces Suzu right away. Sigma does a good job rocking me. But again, I don't care. I'm still basically full health. Right? I see the Ana has died. How did the Ana die? I think I booped her slightly. Right? I cut her off from the team. Right, when I go in here. Right? So she's low already. You can see her. And then she gets just 2-tapped. Right? Again, because that's tanks making space. So, I don't have bubble, but I do have jump pack in 2 seconds. Am I going? Of course I'm going, right? I know they're down 1. The whole team is here. It's not like before when the cart was over there. I know the whole team is here. We have momentum. I'm feeling really good. They have a terrible team comp against me. So I'm going to jump and once again flip it, right? So I can go against backline, zap them. So if they want to run away, they have to run towards my team, not towards their spawn. All right, reload. Here we go. Again, I don't have bubble, but I still feel comfortable going in. So they back up enough that I actually missed this. I should have gone further back. Right? Mess this up. I see how low the Genji is. I try to kill the Genji. I do. Kiriko messes up again. Should have been healing him. Deja vu. Stop zapping for a second while Suzu's up. Zap, 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 zap. I really want to kill both, but you know, if I don't get the angle, kill Kiriko. I jump to try to kill this Sigma quicker. He rocks me. Fine. I don't care. I'm low here. I pop bubble to make sure I don't get killed by people coming from spawn. That's why I pop bubble, because I was anti and I knew I can be healed. So I see right there, I saw that the Reaper was there. Alright, and you're gonna watch this Reaper try to bait me into the jump on the Ana. Right? You see how he's waiting? And of course I can't see him on my screen, but I know. Right? It's possible the Reaper's taking the flank here, but I feel like the Reaper is sitting there waiting for me to jump the Ana to try to kill me. So I'm like, you know what? We're gonna win if I just stand here. So I just stand here. Right? Reaper's like, damn, this guy is not jumping. Because I want the Reaper to come in towards me so that I can jump and go after the Ana. That's the plan here. Right? If I jump, the Reaper kills me. If I get slept, the Reaper kills me. So I step forward now because I know they all have to come to the cart. Right? The Reaper wraiths because I think he mistimed it so he couldn't get there without wraithing. Oh, also high noon. So now it's like, okay, time for me to go. Right? Again, first target, I really want to go for the Ana. I see the Ana's already low. I jump in, I bubble. Right? Damn. I think I was trying to flip it and use the bubble to protect me from the sleep. She does a really good job sleeping me, honestly, through the whole game. Nano Reaper is on top of me. I get stunned. I hold Primal. I hold Q. Because Nano Reaper shots to the face will kill me crazy fast. And I know I need Primal here to make sure that I win the fight. Right? I knock the Reaper away first. Right? I see the Ana. I knock her in the corner. Juggle. Kill. Right? Come back. I'm just swinging here just to get damage. I knock the Reaper away. Right? Again, because if I knock him away from the cart, I know we win. Right? Even if he's forced to just get knocked away and then run in a straight line back to prevent capping, that's also good because it makes his movement predictable. Okay. So we have 1 minute and 4 seconds less than them. Again, I felt very optimistic this whole fight, this whole game, that we were going to win this game. Because I feel, like me personally, I feel like I am better than all the opposing team. Right? I don't feel like anyone in the opposing team feels like they can contribute as much to winning the game as I can. Just based on my one-on-one interactions, their decision making. Like you can see micro mistakes that the Genji, right, or the Ana, or the Kiriko, or the Sigma are making all the time. right? Also, the Sigma hasn't proven that they can play any tank other than Sigma, so I might as well continue, trying to basically punish for that. So I open as Orisa here, again expecting them to open with Reaper, because I don't really want to be playing Winston for Reaper if I don't have to. I feel good about Winston versus, or Orisa versus Sigma if I do get that matchup. Come out, they can play Junkrat, so I already feel good about that. I'm like, cool, this is actually totally fine. No problem with that. With Junkrat versus Orisa, good at shutting down the spam. I see the trap last moment. I javelin to make sure nobody walks over it, so I can kill faster. I start shooting. So their Tracer ends up leaving the game for a little bit. Again, try to put the pressure here. I get super low again, where I'm like, what the heck is happening? Starting from this point, what is my Kiriko doing? Yeah, you see this not healing that's happening right now? This is so painful. Yeah, the Kiriko's just doing other random things instead of healing, finally, and then she's forced to Suzu. Alright, once again, that's our soldier, now Echo dies. Okay, so I see that Orisa was thinking about committing in. I think about going in there to basically like kidnap and shove her in the room and pop Fortify and then kill her. She backs out, which is a good call. So notice the Sigma's actually gone Orisa. I feel like, okay, this is like a lot of damage. I feel kind of unsafe. I wait behind here till Fortify's up. I can use Fortify to get away. Alright. I see that they're going to commit here. I have to save Cassidy. What's going to happen? The Junkrat's going to come around the corner and try to kill him. So I spin here to block the shots from Junkrat. Right? Now, I go for the Junk. I hit the Javelin, he's dead. I walk away to try to get off the mines. Right? I get healed. Right? Kiriko blocks me in, or Orisa blocks me in, which is good. Kiriko leaves, or Orisa leaves. I'm like, okay, you know what? I have time here. I definitely have time. I don't need to force this fight right away. I'd rather get this Mega, take the pressure off my healers, and then continue the fight. So I break for just a moment, grab the Mega, come back, continue pressure. Right? I see how low the Kiriko is, but because of the angle, I can't kill her. Right? She gets nanoed. What do? I have to shut her down from killing anybody in nano. So first thing I'm going to do is spin in her face, prevent her from shooting anybody, then I'm going to fortify and body block her as much as I can. She ends up killing somebody here anyway. She does Cassidy. That's fine. Right? That's good. I spin in to make sure those shenanigans happen. 2 taps. And we got it. So again, I felt even with the Orisa, I don't think the Orisa played that poorly by any means, but I still felt like I made better decisions than the Orisa. And so I'm not worried about continuing to take the Orisa matchup. Junk dies because Junk was being silly. I know I have a 5-on-4 right now, but I know that Cart is still coming, so I don't have the advantage quite yet, but I do have the opportunity in the near future to potentially do something. I see that they fall back, which is fine. I'm like, you know what? If you're going to give it up, you're going to give it up. I see the Tracer here, and I want to deflect the Tracer because I know the Tracer's been such a problem for my supports all game long. So I can just force her to go back, right? All the way back. That's actually okay, and I will take that. And I think that's what I end up doing here. I chase the Tracer, right? That was a bad Javelin, but she clicks away. Fine. This is overtime, so I cannot leave the card, generally speaking. Right? So I expect that we're probably going to move it over to here, and they're going to drop, and we're going to lose. That's what I'm thinking in my head. But, we'll see how far we go. Again, the good news is they don't have a strong poke team, right? Like, Junkrat's a good spammer, but in this situation, you would actually prefer a Cassidy, a Soldier, or Sojourn, who can just blow people up with hit scan. He has to spam people in, which is tough, and frankly, there's not a lot that I can do about it. One option is I could have left here to go up high and try to put some pressure, but I was very scared of leaving the cart because I'm scared that spam will instantly kill someone, and I'd rather get a little more distance here. I don't know if that's necessarily the right call, but that's how I felt. I see the Cassidy on the side. I got that I basically instinctively javeling, but the Tracer's not actually in range. I'm trapped. Right? I see the Orisa tries to kill me. She tries to Terra Surge. There's nobody here. This is a great example of where I feel like better than the opposing tank. Tries to Terra Surge there. I have spin up, so I'm able to get out. I have Fortify here, so I pop Fortify, right? I see that my Mercy is Valked, right? I have another Orisa with me. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to milk this for time, right? I'm going to milk this for distance, right? Force them to come down. Right? still feel like we're probably gonna win this. I don't even think I need a Terror Search here, right? I'm having a lot of trouble killing this Kiriko. She blinks, and now she's gonna die. Got her. I was scared somebody's gonna leave the card in that moment in time. I'm like, are they actually gonna contest? I jump, try to see. Right, hear the Tracer in the back. Nobody's gonna contest. Now I'm feeling really, really good about the outcome of this game. Zarya steps in front and saves Anna from the Javelin. Okay, this is a key moment, right? So, Junkrat pops tire, what do I do? Well, everybody else is going to get one-tapped by this. The only person here who cannot get one-tapped is me, right? Because I have Fortify, right? In addition to, I don't know that it kills me from full regardless, but I'm low enough that I might actually get killed from this. So my perspective is, I'm going to find the tire, stay on cart, and I'm going to Fortify and I'm going to kill it. And force it to blow up on me. Right? So I pop Fortify right away, I try to Javelin, I hit it with the Javelin, right? Which causes him to then be like, oh shit, and he has to pop it. Right? And again, I live 235 health. So that big play. And that gets us extra distance here. So Zarya pops bubble there. So normally I would think about just blowing it up, but I didn't feel like my team was ready to get the kill on the Zarya. Right? That's the way it felt to me, so I let the bubble expire. So I know sorry. I know the Zarya has used both bubbles. Right? I think I was tracking, and I know the Zarya has used both bubbles, right? And I expect the Junkrat has used concussives, all concussives as well, because of the situation. Like, I assume you would have spammed them over the top already. So I'm over here, I go in, and I'm going to Terror Search, and I'm going to try to kill both of them right now. So let's see how that goes. So I wait for the bubble expire to make sure that I can pull, otherwise I wouldn't pull her. I wait, I hold through Kiriko, Suzu, boom. Right? I land the hit, Junkrat's super low, and I get melted and die. Okay. Could I have lived there? So one thing that I was confused about, I was like, wait, I feel like we should have actually won this. I feel like that was actually like a winning play. So if you watch this back, I can already see sort of what happens here. Right? So I have two supports here, right? The Kiriko and the Mercy. Mercy's trying to save people who are all purple, nothing to do about that. Okay, she goes for the res, which is unfortunate, right, when I'm doing this. So she's not, she dies for this, right, because the Tracer basically lights her up. This is, yeah, she's on heal beam right now. And then, so she basically doesn't do much healing because she's going through this. What's my Kiriko doing? Why is my Kiriko not healing? She knows the Tracer's there. That Suzu that she got forced out was really bad. Because if she had Suzu here, so she's healing me, which is fine. She heals again. Tracer's here. So this is the wrong reaction to what's happening here, right? I know this isn't about... This is my replay review, right? Not the Kiriko's. But don't be doing the Tracer here. B, if anything, heal the Mercy. 1 or 2, heal me, right? That's what's actually really important right now. Right? See, like she's kind of wasting time. I'm dead now, and then now we're even. And then doesn't get on cart. Not that I think they would have won with the Zarya alive and everyone else being low. I don't think they would have won that regardless. All right, final attack. So, this is interesting. What tank do I go? I go Zarya. Why do I go Zarya when I've been successful with Winston and reasonably successful with Orisa all game long? Why Zarya? So, from my perspective, they have 2 minutes and a very long way to go. It is unlikely we're going to get rolled so hard that they're going to easily get it to the last point with time remaining. Which means, from my perspective, I only need to farm 1 Grav, hold for overtime, and then kill them with a Grav, and the fight is over, right? And Zarya's Grav is one of the best, if not the best ultimate in the game. So I feel very confident. Like, that seems like a good plan, number 1. Even though, amusingly, our Symmetra actually is telling me not to play Zarya. And the rest of the team's like, no, Zarya's great here. Number 2 is that I feel from a skill perspective, I'm just much better than everyone on the opposing team. I feel like I can track better, I can save, dodge better, I have better movement, better positioning, better everything. And Zarya's a really good hero where if you're like, hey, look, you just want to like really just dominate somebody, Zarya's excellent for that because you do so much damage. So if your tracking is good, right, and your general decision making is good, you can absolutely just roll people as Zarya. Even with her nerfs, I think Zarya is still obviously super, super strong. 3, 2. So, looking at this lineup, I know that they have a Tracer, I know they have a Sojourn, and I know they have a Zarya. I'm going to struggle to build energy here, Okay, Tracer's never gonna give me any energy. Soldier will give me like a little energy, but her projectiles don't do a lot of damage. And Zarya can obviously stop shooting me at any moment in time. So I intentionally sit in this bubble to get as much energy as I can out of it. Okay, so Zarya pops bubble, and we both do a funny thing where we both just kind of ignore each other, right? So I'm like, hey, look, you're bubbling. I'm gonna shoot your back line, right? As soon as I saw the bubble gets popped, then I start zapping her again. Oh, did I need to reload there? How low was I? I didn't reload there. Yeah, I'm at 0. So just tracking match. I'm playing this close corner again. I know it's really tough for them to come in because the sim turrets are constantly giving me a problem. My sim's also on high ground. Just overall feels pretty good. I know the Tracer's in, but there's nothing I can do about that. Zarya, nothing I can do about that. Most important thing is for me to stop these 4 people right here from going any further. Right? I start putting a lot of damage in right now. Missed the right click, which is unfortunate. I shouldn't have beat this. Right? So now, just tracking. Right? Not the best tracking in the world, but also I hate having to aim down in addition to left and right. I should have moved there. I thought about it afterwards. So Zarya's trying to step forward. I don't have a ton of energy, but like still, between the Symmetra, turrets, and whatever, I can do it. So of course, as soon as you out there, I see how low the Tracer is. I guess I don't see how low the Tracer is. That was a mistake. I should right click immediately. That's the thing. I see how low the Kiriko is. I right click. I felt bad about that tracking. Tracking was good in Soldier, and somebody else kills her. I come up. I see how this is going on. I can hear the Ana inside, and I can tell. Again, first of all, I don't think that this is a good DPS. I think that they died way too many times. I do not want them to die here, but I can tell that they know the Ana is low or low-ish, and they're going to try to commit to get this kill. So I'm trying to bubble them as soon as I possibly can, and I get it off just in time to prevent them from dying. Right? This is a great example where like you recognize if you're better than everybody else in the game, you recognize other people's mistakes before they happen, and then you try to cover them, right? Because it would have been a mistake. The Symmetra doesn't need a challenge. Like, I could just solo kill the Ana. There's no reason for Symmetra to peek that at all, but she did anyway. So I bubbled, got a tiny amount of charge, but also most importantly kept my Symmetra up. So right now, I know with a minute left, I'm feeling very good. I'm already at 70% the ult charge. For Perspective, the enemy Zarya is at 53, right? So I'm 20% ahead of the enemy Zarya. I'm zapping this Tracer to prevent her from getting a clean entry. As someone who also plays Tracer, this is super annoying because you have to force blinks or get attention from your supports in order to set up. The Tracer wants to get like over here with all of her blinks intact, right? That would be fantastic. Or like, all the way over here with all of her blinks intact. Then she can do a lot of damage. But if I keep blocking her from getting that easy cross double blink across, then it makes her a lot less of a threat to my supports. I'm just holding here because again, I feel like I'm in good position, right? Zarya comes in. Now the Zarya gets melted. Right now I have 100 energy. You see how fast the Zarya goes down now. Between me and the turrets. It's absolutely destroyed. This is where you carry a Zarya. I'm being a little careful because again I don't need to push this like super hard. I see the Symmetra go in. I try to bubble her. I don't have bubble and pull down my instinctively. I see Kiriko's low. I have to load. Kill Kiriko. Tracer dies. Great. Good stagger. Okay. Our DPS has gone down again. I like pause. I see the res. I look for a friendly bubble. I don't have it yet. I wait. I'm going to friendly bubble the Symmetra just in case she gets blown up again. Again, our Symmetra's kind of crazy and probably is going to try to do something. I see windows up. I'm going to try to land right clicks on supports hopefully. Alright, they're just not ready. I see he's up. I worried that the Ana's going to try to sleep him, so I bubble him here. Right, he eats something. I don't know what it actually is that he eats. I think it's a Tracer. Yeah. Ball's up high. I see he's low. I don't have to worry about him. Tracer's in. I fall back right now because I'm feeling like I'm losing control of the fight, right? Because I just saw the ball high ground. They're coming center, and I know the Tracer was on right. So I need to collapse in and make the front line shorter, right? I don't want to defend 3 different areas. I need to back up into my team and make it much easier to control the fight, especially because I know I have grab. So I'm looking for grab, but I don't have to force grab. That's important, right? We can lose this fight, and I can hold grab because I'll farm grab. Like, even if I mess up and don't grab, we have plenty of time to get grab again before it gets all the way over here to win the fight with. So I will use grab if I see it, but if I don't see it, then, for example, like, in a different situation, maybe I'd even solo grab that ball to make sure he dies, right? But in this situation, I'm like, I'm going to hold it because I'm not totally confident that that's going to win. I also don't have confidence in the opposing team to be good at ball. So we all eat purple here. I pop shield on myself. I know somebody behind me got aided as well, and I thought about bubbling them, but I felt like with myself being at reasonably high energy and what I felt like the highest skill player in the game, I thought it was most important to keep myself alive. So I bubble here. I'm sitting in Sojourn, which is not entirely intentional. So I hear the Sojourn go, right? It's really hard for me to keep track of the fight right now. Honestly, it's a lot of stuff going on. The sleep's actually helpful because I get a break. So I know the Kiriko's in my face, but I hear this going on behind me. And I'm like, you know what? The Kiriko's not going to kill me. I bubble myself, which I don't think is necessarily the right call, but I was just like, a lot happens. There's a little bit of panic, right? Because I really should have bubbled the Mercy here to make sure she doesn't die, right? I zap, deflect the Tracer off. Okay, I block the doorway to make sure the Mercy doesn't die. And I'm like, look, I got time here. I can still keep testing this, right? The point is barely moved. I pop bubble, right? And I grab. Why do I grab here? Let's watch the Tracer, right? Well, let's listen to the Tracer. Alright, I like what way too far. Alright, rewind. You heard right there. Blink. 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 Right? And could the Tracer have gotten out of that? Nope. She's got nothing. Because the whole time I'm using the audio cues to track. I knew she didn't have rewind. I knew she didn't have blinks. Like maybe she had a blink coming up like soon, but I didn't feel like she had a blink at that moment, and I took a risk. Because I felt like if I get both of you in this grab, if I only get one, I don't think I can win it. Because I'm like, Tracer can do enough damage while I'm killing the Kiriko, while she's like, Kiriko has Suzu, etc. I didn't feel confident, but if I get both, I'm like, I can clutch this. Right? So right click. So the ball comes in out of nowhere. I was confused, like how I didn't kill them. The ball flies in here to block the right click. It's like actually kind of hilarious how this plays out. He just rolls in and then stops this right click from killing the Kiriko because I was like trying to aim directly. A direct would have killed her, and I'm like, what the hell? Right? Kiriko's still alive, has 1 health. I'm looking. Okay, she's swift stepped. Something I can do about that. I'm just focusing on the ball. Right, they're too far away. This is like kind of unfortunate, but the ball has a lot of health. So I think I bubble myself here. So I have a bubble coming in. Actually, I think I tried to bubble myself and I thought about whether I'm bubble right now. No, I do have a bubble here. So I know it's coming down, and I bubble myself instead of bubbling the Baptiste. In this game, I think it was the right call because I don't have much confidence in this particular support, but I think that the ideal situation would actually have been to bubble the Baptiste and rely on the Baptiste to keep me alive. So Baptiste dies because obviously... Oh no, Baptiste lives somehow, still. Okay tracking. I try to body block for the Baptiste. I do, right? I think the Baptiste has lived. Yeah, the Baptiste is... Yeah, again, let's watch it from the ball perspective. So slam, Baptiste goes up, kills the Mercy, that's who dies. I thought the Baptiste died in this situation. It's missing, Lamp is up, he has to kill the Lamp. Missing. It's so painful to watch yourself miss 0.25x speed. Trying to kill a Baptiste. Right, Lamp is saving his life right now. I recognize it. I walk in front. Lamp is over. See, I literally blocked just enough shots to save the Baptiste. You can tell very clearly. I popped like 3 bullets, which would have killed the Baptiste. So that's the body block. And at this point, now I'm feeling good. Tracking's good. So again, even if I lost that fight with the Grav, I had plenty of time to farm Grav again. So what's the point of all this? I really want to talk about kind of, one, the mentality of like, look, we had a bad first half. We kind of got rolled. 2, I can identify probably 1 DPS and 1 support on my team that felt like they were played significantly worse than I would expect for this level. Just, and I think that I kind of highlighted that a little bit during the play where I was like kind of confused. I'm like, wait, why am I not being healed here? But it's not just mistakes. I felt like their overall play style was not ideal, not conducive for climbing at least. So I was just kind of unexpected by that, but I still played around those things. Took advantage of my teams, but also tried to make a lot of plays myself. And also having a diverse roster that I can play allows me to play the best hero for the moment, for the situation, versus being locked into. Like imagine if I could only play Sigma, and I'm good at Sigma, right? Last season I was something like a 60% winner at Sigma, but if I play Sigma in this game, I never would have won it because I couldn't have gone fast enough. You know what I mean? Like their Sigma would have just delayed me too long. Even if I could outplay him, I couldn't outplay him enough to be able to roll over the opposing team in the same way that I could with Winston. Not in this game, right? On other maps and other situations, maybe, but in this game, definitely not. So playing as Winston, right? Again, understanding who to go after, just keeping myself alive, knowing where my supports are, constantly cycling back and forth, staying up, dealing damage, having mostly decent primals along the way, going back to Orisa when I recognize that they're trying to counter the Winston pick, and then also being successful at Orisa, right, in the overtime, the final round push. Again, Orisa I think did pretty well there, right? Understanding when I can go, when I can't go, and then finally switching to Zarya for the final defense, just recognizing both the individual skill difference, but also the power of Zarya and specifically Grav in that situation where I know they have to go such a long way and I have a strong team fight win ultimate available. All right. Hopefully that's helpful to somebody, and I hope you enjoyed watching.